Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jeff Banas. In these series of videos, what I'm going to do is preview the Ironman Arizona course. I'll take you through the swim, bike, and the run, take you through the course map, and hopefully give you some tips that will make your race much more successful and more enjoyable. Okay, we're going to go over the Ironman Arizona swim course, and I'm going to try to give you a couple tips here that will hopefully help you out and make it a faster swim or more enjoyable. Ironman Arizona, the swim is a pretty basic swim. The Ironman course is actually in Town Lake, which is a man-made lake here. So since it's man-made, majority of the time you're not going to have any type of current. Sometimes if there is a lot of rain, we will get a small current because this is basically a wash, and we could, if there's a lot of rain, you may be able to go through here and get a little bit of current heading down through the lake and then out the back end here. You see in this one here there is no water out on this end. Okay, so a couple things about the Ironman. Here's the map, and in the map they just basically say, you know, it's straight out and back one loop course. A couple of little tips from the Ironman. So here's the course, what we see, and what you have is here's the transition area right here. Okay, and what you're going to do actually, and we have a couple of Mill Avenue bridges here, and this is called Rural Scottsdale Road. One of the couple of tips that you could do, first, here's the transition area right here, and you know, before the race there will be, of course, a lot of the bathrooms right up in here. However, if you do need to go to the bathroom, you could sneak right over down here, down the road a little bit here, and there's usually another porta potty right down in there that's just only a couple minutes away if you don't want to wait in line. So after you go through the transition and you'll cross the timing chip to activate your timing gear, right up in here where you jump into water, it's actually a jump. So you're actually going to drop into the water and jump in. So this is the transition area right up in here. And if you see what you, on the so you actually jump in here, and make sure, you know, when you jump in, you might want to jump in, grab your goggles so they don't pop off, and then you have to actually swim down here a little ways past this bridge to the swim start. Now, if you don't want to get in the water right away, you can actually just walk right down here and step on the rail right up in here. You can go right to this area and warm up. But another thing you can do is you jump in here, so you're going to have to swim just a little bit to get to that swim start. So take that into account, so you have the time to get in the water. One thing you can also do is there's this little ledge right up in here, and you could actually sit on this ledge and actually stand in that ledge if you want. So you can easily hop in the water right here, swim down to the bridges, and then just kind of hang out here before the race if you want. That's what I've done every year. Now the swim, if we go through the lake here, let me bring up the picture that has the. So it's basically just out and back. This is a little bit deceiving right here. So it's out and back. A lot of times, a lot of people think that this bridge right here is the turnaround. One thing you could do, and it's not. So you're gonna have to swim a little bit past that bridge. So just take that into account. I know a lot of people, once they get to this bridge here, they think that's the turnaround, but remember, it's not. You're gonna have to go a little bit further than that. A couple little tips. One thing you could do here. Now, the fastest line is usually starting a little bit inside and heading straight down. So if you'd start right up on this side here and head straight down, and if you swim direct, you'll be swimming directly into the sun. So you might want to wear some goggles that block the sun, but that's something you can sight off of too. It's just swimming directly into the sun will typically get you a good line. Another thing, if you're a little bit nervous about the swim or have some anxiety, you could hang out right here at the edge and swim all along this ledge. You could sight that way. If you get any type of anxiety, if you really want, you could just swim right to the edge right there and hang out at that little ledge there. So let me take this down a little bit more here and just kind of get you a better view. Okay, so this would be the transition. This is Tempe Town Beach right here, which is the swim. I mean the transition area. So you jump in right here, swim up here, and then you can just hang out along here to go. And now the water is usually pretty nice. It may be a little chilly depending on the rainfall, but we don't get a lot of rainfall. But one thing you might want to do if it is particularly cold, you could go to like a bike shop and get like a warming gel. And that will also be able to keep you a little bit warm. But if you have a little anxiety, what you can do, you could just hang on to this wall the entire way. But one of the things that you're going to want to watch is see how that does bend. So if you're just hanging out right here along this wall, you're going to end up dipping down here a little bit. It does get a little bit congested that first beginning right here until it opens up right up in here. But if you have some anxiety, you could go ahead and go along that wall. So you can just kind of swim over to this wall and take a break and rest if you need to. Another thing that you can do if you get a little anxiety is just swim from one kayak to the other kayak. I was out there kayaking one year, and a guy swam right up to the kayak to me and goes, I can't do it, I can't do it. And you could tell he was really panicking. And I said to him, do you see that kayak over there? And he's like, yeah. I said, well, just swim to that kayak and do that the entire way down. So if you freak out, swim to a kayak, grab that kayak, wrestle it, swim to the other one, and back and forth. So basically it's just straight out. Now, one thing you could sight off, if you could sight off the beams on this bridge right here, on the Scottsdale Rural Bridge. It's called Scottsdale Road on this side and Rural on this side. That's why we call it the Scottsdale Rural Bridge. But it's a very big bridge. You could sight off of one of the pylons that hold it up, and you'll just cut through that, then hang out around that side here. And then this is a little bit deceiving. It's usually more like a diamond out here a little bit. But again, you could go again and swim over along this wall right here too. So if you do have a little anxiety in your swim, this is a good course where you can just kind of hang out along the wall the majority of the time and always have that reliability that you could go ahead and grab onto the edge there. And then basically it's just out back, hang on to that wall. And then you go under the bridge right here and make a little edge up here and then hop back into the transition. So I just think that one of the biggest tips that I could give you here for Arizona is that this is a wall here and there's going to be a drop. You didn't have to jump into the maybe 5-foot drop that you jump into there. So make sure you hold down your goggles there. And then you could also go up and hang along the shore right here and just kind of sit here. Okay? So moving on to the bike. One thing that I forgot to mention I think is important to add is the swim exit for Ironman Arizona. Now the swim start is an open water start. So you're going to jump in the water and you're going to be treading water out there or sitting out on the that ledge until you're ready to do the start. But the swim exit is usually out of these stairs like this, okay? And now these guys right here, they're standing on the stairs, but this is too deep right here for you to stand up onto. Okay, so this is actually probably like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 feet of water or so right here, and the ladders go right into this. So when you swim up to this, you just can't simply stand up. You have to get your feet onto the bottom of this step. And so there's a few ways to do that. So everybody's coming up in here and you see you're swimming up in here, and ideally what you'd want to do is when you swim up to this thing, like a lot of people just come up and they'll just grab onto this right here and start trying to climb up on themselves, but there's nothing down here for their feet to grab a hold of. This guy here has got his foot up on the first step. Now ideally the best way to exit this thing, especially after you've been swimming for 2.5 miles, is just swim right up to this, float onto your back, put one of your feet on the first step right here, reach out and grab your hand, extend it to one of these swim exits, and you just lean back. And if these guys know what they're doing right up in here, what they'll do is they'll just lean back and pull you right out of the water. Then you could grab a hold of it. This guy right here, he's trying to do it. He's holding on to the the railing here, and this person's trying to, but I'm sure this person took a lot of work just to get to this position. So you got a couple options. Ideally, you try to find some place where you can practice this, but you're going to swim. Some people swim right up, and they just climb right up in here, but you got to use your upper body to get up on that. The other issue is swim right up in here, put one foot on the step, lean back, extend your hand to one of these swim volunteers, and they should lean back and pull you right up. Okay? Now on to the bike and run.